Well, guys, they've officially charged David. And you know what? I was talking all my, you know what I'm saying, on the other video about the LAPD. But I'm going to give them the credit. They've charged him. Alright, they've announced the charges on David. And we're going to watch the video and hear the charges. So, I'm happy. I heard one of them were first degree murder. So, they must have something to get them that evidence. I hope it isn't witness only. I hope they have like physical evidence to prove murder. Because they said it's first degree murder, so we'll see. 1 second. There you go.
DA's side are the Assistant District Attorney Maria Ramirez, who oversees our special operations. We have John McKinney, who is our Director of Specialized Prosecutions. The Assistant Head Deputy District Attorney is Habib Balian of the Major Crimes Division. Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman of the Major Crimes Division will be the lead prosecutor on this case. From the Los Angeles Police Department, we also have Captain Scott Williams, who's the commanding officer of LAPD's.
Is Bro taking the register or something? Is Beth Silverman here? No, she ain't. Alright, next. Hey, I forgot the other guy's name. Is he here? No? Alright, Bro taking a full register. Just get to the charges, bro. Like, there you go.
The Chief of Detectives, Alan Hamilton. The Director of Specialized Prosecutions, Mike Rimkunis. And the LAPD detectives on this case, Josh Byers and Corey Farrell. Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4vd, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time.
Trust me, bro. David wouldn't be alive to get to court if it was my sister or if I had a daughter and he did that to my daughter. He wouldn't be alive to even get into court. So, he's lucky that they let him live. I'm surprised. You think if they... She must have a dad. That's what it is. She must have a dad. Because if she had a dad on my days, he'd be dead. I'll be the one getting charged with murder because I killed him for killing my daughter.
These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder.
So it is.
Special circumstances.
What's the circumstances?
The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole.
God damn. You hear what he said? Murdering a witness. I think it's on about Celeste. Because technically, when you murder someone, they are a witness of their murder. They can't really testify, but you get the point.
Or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time. Before
Bev's face right here, reload what I saw her mouth move when they said that. So she, bro, see, when she hears death penalty, she starts savoring, bro. She loves death penalty. If you know this lady over here, Bev Silverman, she loves death penalties. I swear she gets off to them, bro. I tell you, respectfully, I don't mean it disrespectfully, but she loves death penalties, bro. This woman, every time she goes after someone, it's death penalty. She want no one to live. Look at her lips. The second he said death penalty, she's not licking her lips. I'm telling you. She crazy. Nah, I'm kidding though. It's all jokes. Shout out to Beth Silverman though. Give this brother the death penalty, bro. Cut his head off or something. Can this be the first public execution we've had since like the 1600s or something, please?
Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Burke, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual.
So they are doing the sex crime charges. I was wondering if they would do it. They are. They're doing the sex. Then that means they didn't release the sex crime charges publicly because they wanted to not give that away to the prosecutors, to the David's lawyers. You know why? Because if they came out and said we're going to get him for this, and this, it gives David's lawyers time to prepare. But now they're just going, hey, you about to get this guy with sex crimes too? It's going to shock him. I'm surprised they're doing sex crime charges too. Okay, LAPD. Alright, let's see.
Acts with an individual under 14 years old.
Oh my God.
And mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent.
Alright.
I am a parent of 3 children.
That's what I was saying, but ain't no way if I was a parent and this guy did it to my kid, he would be alive. He wouldn't. To my kid, you wouldn't be alive. I'm sorry. If you did this to my daughter, you wouldn't be alive to tell the story. I'm telling you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They'll ask me if I killed you. I'll be like, yeah, I did. He killed my daughter. I'm what? Like, what? Woo! I know his parents are mad. And sad, too. Of course, depressed and sad. But they hate David now, bro. And I remember I heard they said that apparently, this is all alleged, because this could be all lies. This could be a David propaganda spread. You never know how these people, they be lying. They were saying that the parents knew that Celeste was with David. And they were just allowing it for money. Which is, if that's the truth, that is very sad, man. How could you sell your own daughter for some cash? I even heard rumors that, these are all rumors and alleges, by the way, that even that apparently Celeste was getting pimped out to people and it was some wild stuff. Again, these are all conspiracy, these are all rumors I heard. Then I don't know if they're true, so don't spread that around. I don't know if that's true. I just heard them from people's videos talking about this case. Just letting that be known.
Nightmare is a situation
But
where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back. As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about at the
Sorry, my bad. Let's get to the
understanding
charges.
of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court.
Wait, what?
Evidence will be the witness testimony, the
Oh,
documents.
what did I say in the beginning of the video? I hope it ain't witnesses they're using for this case, bro. What did I say? LAPD doing that trademark again. They're doing it again, bro. They're doing it again. Ah, I told you guys, bro. What did I tell you? What did I say in the other video? What did I just say, bro? I knew they didn't have no evidence. They don't have no physical evidence that David did anything. They don't have the evidence. They don't. I knew, bro. Because it makes no sense for them to stop for them to not have indicted him earlier. It makes no sense. Now I know because they had no evidence. Oh my days. That's why they're sticking the sex crime. I was wondering why they stuck a sex crime on him now. That's why. Because they know the LAPD feel like they're not going to be able to get the murder charge. They're not going to be able to get him murder. So they added the extra sex crime on there. So just in case, they can get him with the sex crime. And what they'll do is probably add a bunch of years on for the sex crime. That's what they're going to do. I guarantee you. That's what's going to happen with the case. That's what's going to happen, bro. But I knew, bro. I knew. Ah, man.
Different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court.
Let me guess. They had Neo and Robert Morgaroff singing like Mariah Carey in that courtroom. In that interrogation room. They were singing them high notes like crazy in that interrogation. They were telling all it. But they were talking about, they were snitching. I know they were. Or when you walk past that interrogation, what you were hearing is squeeze, 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 squeeze. That's all you heard. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Rats. I'm joking though. All jokes aside though, you see, I knew it'd be witnesses. I knew it, bro. They ain't got no evidence on David. Somehow, this David guy cleaned his tracks. So he never had left nothing behind. God damn, man. God damn.
In the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Berg, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent.
And you added those special things because you knew damn well he's not going down for the murder. You know you can't get him for the murder. It's finna be a Diddy part 2. Because you can't get him for the murder, the big charges. You're going to get him for these smaller charges. Which sex crime not a small charge. I think it's not a small charge. I'm not really searched that up. I'm pretty sure it's not a really big charge like murder. It's not a murder type of charge. You feel me? So they stuck these ones on him. And what they're going to probably do is just add years onto it. If they can't get him with the murder. That's what I think's going to happen. Because they literally out of their own mouths said, I can't lie to you guys. We only have witnesses. I ain't going to lie to you. That's it. Neo was snitching in that courtroom. That's what we have, bro. I'm telling you, it's Neo, Robert Morgaroff, the other witness they were talking about.
Nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, has been alleged by the complaint, Celeste a 14-year-old at that time,
Yeah.
went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
She was never heard from again.
Damn.
On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Miss Celeste remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains were found in 2 bags inside of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke. Thereafter began an investigation. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery and Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the fire.
So what I'm assuming they're gonna do, they're gonna BS through this court case, basically. And by BS, what I mean is they're gonna be like, they're gonna basically try to emotionally get the jury to swing their way. Basically, they're gonna be like, this is the little girl. She got dismembered. So it's emotional to do. I'm sorry, but she got dismembered terribly. Bro, he's a disgusting human being. He needs to be locked up for life. That's what they're gonna probably do in court. Guarantee. You're gonna see Beth Silverman put up a platinum performance. I'm telling you. She's gonna be putting up Grammy performances, Oscar performances. They're gonna have her for the Oscars next year. But the performance she's about to put up in the courtroom. I'm telling you. And I don't blame her. I'm on her side. You better pull out the tears, Beth Silverman. Because you guys don't have evidence, apparently. All you have is witness testimony. So you better pull out them tears, bro. You better. I want to, when I watch the court case, hopefully they stream it. I want to see tears coming out your eyes. I want to see you. Oh, you better, Beth. You better, Beth Silverman. You better start crying in that courtroom. You better, get the witnesses' parents to come in, have them crying on the finger. You better, man. The reason why I'm saying it is because that's gonna help the case. Because he's saying they have witness, they don't have physical. That's not good, bro. So let's hope Beth Silverman comes in with the performances. She better start performing, bro. She better start performing. That's all I'm saying. If I was the lawyer, that's what I would do.
And the district attorney.
If I was the prosecution, what I would do is I'd get. Alright, this is how I would present the case. So this little girl, he killed this little girl at the age of 14. Like, she's very young. She has so much life left to live. She didn't even go to high school yet. She never got to even accomplish her dreams. She never even got to experience college life. Or be in a dorm. Or make new friends. Or have her first job. Or drive her first car. Or have children. Or get married. She never got to experience all those things. Because this absolute monster took that all away from her. That's how I would do the case. Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for all the clapping. But yeah, that's how I would do the case if it was me, personally. Because if you say you don't have much evidence and you got witnesses, if you don't start crying in that courtroom, if you don't start crying, I want to see a Jenna Ortega Oscar performance in that courtroom. That's all I'm saying. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I'm saying. You better start crying. I'm talking. You better start crying. That's what I'm saying. Start crying, bro.
Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought.
All right.
The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait.
Yeah.
That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again.
So sad.
The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain.
Man.
As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career.
So it's what I thought it was. It's what I thought it was. Clearly, I think you're going to say this. she tried to expose him. She was gonna try and expose him because she was tired of his BS. Because I know he was abusive. He was definitely hitting and beating her. He was definitely, you know, raging at her, aggressive, all of those things. I can tell he was a very abusive person. Because he's dating a minor and raping her as it is, bro. Sorry, graping her. Community guidance gonna absolutely smack my face for this one. Oh God, I'm gonna have to cut that out. But he was graping her. We know he was, right? So he was very abusive with her. Of course you're gonna want to leave and expose him. 100% you're gonna do that. I can see that happening.
That Celeste was threatening on that particular night.
Oh, see?
The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation.
Ooh.
In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste.
Dang.
And the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years old.
Oh, Jesus. They really are adding they adding the charges on this, brother. They're coming up with all the charges, bro. So they're saying, basically what they're saying is, Celeste was basically the witness of her own crime, right? And she was the witness of her getting raped, basically. Right? Which basically that's how it works, right? Obviously she can't testify. It's quite hard to do because she's, yeah. But yeah, it's true. 100%. I like the fact they're adding these charges on her though. You know, I'm actually gonna try my best to agree with the LAPD. It's hard. I want the LAPD, but I'm trying. I've been giving them tips in this video on how to do the court case and all. See, I'm giving them tips, bro. I'm just saying. Stop crying. Man, it's tough.
I had the chance to meet with some of the family members of Celeste, and their grief is uncalculable as to what happened to their daughter. What they have demanded, what we have assured them that the district attorney's office working with LAPD would give them is the proof beyond a reasonable doubt on who killed their daughter, on how their daughter was killed, when their daughter was killed, and bring that killer to justice. That killer that we have now charged is David Anthony Burke.
Alright, but if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, click the like button, peace. And RIP Celeste.